Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in on the Central YouTube channel as I have another student athlete interview for you today. This is a guy I've been chasing down for a while, getting a chance to speak with senior wideout for the football team, Derrick Pangier. Derrick, thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on the Central YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Nami.
Sounds like Derrick's a little under the weather a little bit. He told me he's got a little bit of sore throat and a cough. So how awesome is it that he's fighting through so he can still get an interview on the channel? Derrick, the reason I want to talk to you so much is because on this football team this year, you are very, very run heavy. You're a wideout for the football team. So your responsibilities, you can catch the ball. We saw you catch a touchdown. We'll talk about that last week. But your main responsibilities, you and Connor, are blocking. And what a job you've been doing blocking downfield. Talk to us a little bit about your role in this offense and how maybe it's not what a typical wide receiver role is.
Yeah, usually, wide receivers, you want the ball, but with our team, our offensive line is just, everyone's good. You take one guy out, they all produce at a high level. Gavin Shepard, Gabe Service, Christian as quarterback. He's a running back. Awesome. But yeah, if we don't have to pass the ball, and don't pass the ball. We just run it down everyone's throat. We'll pass it here and there and make a good play, big play. Keep teams on their toes.
Absolutely. The strength of this team is that run game. And you mentioned the offensive line up front and of course that stable of running backs that you have. Do you and Connor take pride, and the other wideouts, do you guys take pride in those downfield blocks?
Yeah, last week we didn't do a great job of it. It wasn't terrible, but against Baraboo, I thought we did a lot better job. We made some big blocks to help, like our, medium range runs turn into longer runs. That's something we didn't do a great job against Toma, but we just got to push through. And against Holman, we got to do a better job.
Yeah, and so you watch the film and you see, man, there was an opportunity to maybe turn, as you said, a 10 or 15-yard gain into a 25-plus yard gain and maybe even a touchdown. Certainly going to be looking forward to that. Derrick, how long have you been playing football? So this is your senior year. Do you remember the first year you started playing football?
I think it was fourth grade. It was BGC ball.
Fourth grade, playing at Boys and Girls Club. I think I remember those days as you were on a different field, but I remember watching you with Zach up on the big field and you down on the small field. So the question then is, what happens after this year? You're a senior. By the way, one of our few three-sport athletes in the building, as Derrick also plays basketball. We see him on the basketball court, also a baseball player. What happens next year? Have you thought about that at all? Are you just trying to enjoy this year and worry about that then? What's your future hold?
Yeah, I don't really know my next step yet. Football, basketball, baseball, don't really know. We'll see where it goes.
But you do want to play at the collegiate level, some type of sport?
I think it's possible that I could maybe want to.
Good for you. And so for any college coaches that are out there watching, chance to get a versatile athlete. And as I mentioned, one of the few three-sport athletes that we still have in the building here at Central High School. Contact Derrick Pangier. I bet he would be willing to talk to you about playing for your university. Derrick, let's talk a little bit about Friday night. We have Holman coming into town. Holman undefeated in the conference. Their games have not been particularly close. They have been blowing people out. I'm sure you've had a chance to look at some film. What are we looking at from the Vikings? What are we expecting? And then how are we going to find a way to win that game?
They're a really run-heavy team. They got a wing, and then they got tight ends. They bring them all in. Sometimes they'll take receivers out. They'll throw the ball once in a while, but it's not a lot. But when they do throw the ball, it's a big play. So we got to be ready for that. But our D-line, they're ready for it. And our O-line is, one of the best in the conference. So, I think we'll be all right. We just got to win in the trenches. And skill players will do their jobs, and I think we'll be okay.
Seems like it always comes down to the trenches in football and who's winning that line of scrimmage, who's getting the push. And as you mentioned, I like our chances with both our offensive and defensive line. We'll see. Holman, obviously, a very good team. I mean, you don't have the record that they have and the results that they have without being a very good team. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be an epic showdown, and can't wait for that. Derrick, talk to us a little bit about being a three-sport athlete. How hard of a grind is it? You have the three sports, but then you also are a student and you have to make sure that you're performing in the classroom as well. How difficult is it to meet all of those obligations?
I mean, it's difficult, but having friends, family, coaches all there for you, I mean, it makes it 10 times, I mean, easier, more fun. But
Sure.
I mean, yeah, always putting the classroom above everything, though. But I mean, as long as I'm out there with my teammates, I'm having fun. That's all. That's what it's all about.
That's awesome, and that's what really being a three-sport athlete's all about is making friends and connections and having those relationships. And I'm glad to hear that that's happening for you. Derrick, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day here today. I know we're getting you out of Mr. Bot's class, so I got to get you back there. Certainly don't want to make Mr. Bot mad. He could beat me up. There's no doubt about that. So we'll get you back to Mr. Bot's class here, but I do want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us today.
Yep. Thank you.
Viewers, remember that we have lots of action coming up here. So we have tonight, we're off. No, it's a Wednesday night, so there's no activities. However, tomorrow night we have volleyball as the Onalaska Hilltoppers come into town. Remember that first game, Central with the reverse sweep, the first game of the year. Looked like Onalaska was going to cruise to an easy victory. The Riverhawks woke up and all of a sudden stunned them on their home court. You can bet the Hilltoppers also remember that. So that is going to be quite the matchup tomorrow night here in the Sutton Gym. We will have that live for you. The JV game will start at 5:30, 5:45, somewhere in there. And then Joel and I will be on the call for the varsity game. And then, of course, Friday night football under the lights at UWL. Pregame, 6:45, Joel and I joining you from the booth. And then we'll send it down and watch Derrick Pangier and the boys take on those mighty Holman Vikings. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good day.